Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and today we are here to wrap up our April budget. I am really excited to wrap this up, though I was so in love with this print for this month, so I am going to miss looking at it. But let's go ahead and just get right into it. I thought car insurance came out this month, but it doesn't. It comes out next month, so I will have to write that for next month. But let's just go to our budget here. We are going to be wrapping up for this month. I have all of these spreads set up with you guys too. I don't think there's ever a time where I set up spreads without you guys when it comes to my budget, but I have all of these spreads set up with you guys, all of the different months too. And we're gonna go ahead and just get right into wrapping up this. So the first things first is for our income. It was $5,200, no additional, so there's no variance here. Okay, get right. Now let's go ahead and do our first section. This is where we call our day-to-day expenses, or like our monthly budget categories. And I'm gonna just do what we usually do, which is just transfer over these funds, or not the funds, but like the amounts, the end amounts, just so it's easier for me to calculate versus like going through the month and adding everything back up. And this is good, $11 for gas, remaining $51 and $68. Alright, so let me zoom you guys in real quick as well. So let's talk about the differences. For eating out, what we ended up spending was $279. That was for eating out, which is like, I feel like we always spend so much money for eating out. And then for groceries, we spent $326. Technically, we spent like $200 additional because we did roll over 200, but that was because we didn't really buy any groceries in the month of March, in the month of March. But that's how much we spent for this month. Then for gas, 125 minus 11 equals, we spent $114. So I'm happy we changed the budget here because it was $100 every single month for the first quarter, but this amount looks like it's pretty good so far. Then for our allowance, we had 75 minus the 51. That means we spent a total of $24 from our allowance. And then for our pups and baby, we spent a total of $32. Now let's talk about the end amount. So of course 21 plus 74 plus 11 plus 51 plus 68. That equals a total of $225 remaining so far, which is good. Okay, am I losing it? Because this number was supposed to be 174. Okay, so I figured it out. I made a mistake in two separate areas. So if you guys watched my week 4 check-in, you guys were probably like, dude, I cannot, oh my god, what am I inputting? What the heck am I inputting right now? Especially if the calculator was on camera, you guys were probably like, what am I calculating? Where is my brain at? Obviously, it was not where it was supposed to be. So we had $239, right? And then we spent the remaining of the $67 for rollover. That means 226 minus 400 equals 174. Last week, for whatever reason, I put just 74. Yeah, so this total ending was wrong. So this was one of the things that was wrong, which is just the final amount left over in here. The last thing that was wrong was 79 left over for the pups and bean minus 16 equals 63, not 68. So 63. So I don't know where I got the other number from. But luckily for us, though, the rest of the calculations were correct, because 33 plus 36 plus 16 plus 293 minus that rollover amount equals 311. So everything else was correct. It's just the additions for the final amount here was not correct. So at least we were able to figure out that. And I do apologize if you guys are coming from that video and you guys are like, dude, you cannot do math. I won't even argue with you. So now these amounts are correct. So if we add 21 plus 174 plus 11 plus 51 plus 63, that equals a total of $320, which is good because that is the amount that matches what we had left over for that category. Now, because of that, we had a couple of these calculations that was incorrect. So let's do it this way. We had 400 minus 174 equals $226 that was spent instead. And then now for this one, we had 100 minus 63, that is $37 that was spent in total. So now let's add them up together. So we have 279 plus 226 plus 114 plus 24 plus 37 equals $680 that was spent for the month. That plus the $320 that's left over equals the full $1,000. So there we go. We are back on track. Oh my gosh, I definitely was trying to figure out what the heck happened. We're good for that portion. Now let's move on to our bills. And you know what I just realized? We have no negatives up here. That's beautiful. I feel like we've had negatives up there for a couple of other months. Or am I just, is that wrong? Oh, it was only in January that it was negative. Oh, and February was negative. But last month, this part was not negative. So let's talk about these bills. So we have a variance for gas, which is really nice because we're usually always over for this. $72.05. That means we're positive $27.95, which is great. And then we have 70 minus 42.59. That equals $27.41 left over, which is nice. Of course, a holder is just to like make it an even number, so that's not an actual bill. And then our mobile, 180 minus 174.77 equals $5.23. So let's add these together. So 523 plus $8.85 plus 27.41 plus 27.95 equals a total of $69.44 left over. And that matches as well for what we ended with bills. So that looks good. But let's calculate what we spent in total. So 72.05 plus 72.05 plus 42.59 plus 174.77 equals a total of $289.41. So that looks fantastic. That means what we used for bills total for the month was $3,080.56 was our total for bills. All right, so I'm gonna go and put this all in this front portion. $3,080.56 was the total for bills. For our day-to-day, we spent $680. And then for our sinking funds, we do need to do that last. So everything else looks good. Good. Now let's do our sinking fund wrap up. So I realized last month when I did this wrap up, which I feel like was just not that long ago, I kept having this part cut off by accident. So let's just do it this way. Car insurance, we know it didn't come out. Sewer and water. Sewer and water came out, and that was $137. So that one's good. Then let's do cart maintenance. Cart maintenance was $117. This was from Savopoly though. Oh, wait a second. There's another one. So cart maintenance was $117. That plus car maintenance for tire and oil equals $194. So those were the two car maintenance ones. Nothing for Christmas. Post medical. Let's just go down here. Car maintenance, $194 total that was spent. Then we have, it looks like one household. So one household, that was $22 for household. All right, then we have medical, which was $44. So the medical, $44. Then we have gifts and treating, which is also just one of them. That was $232 for gifts and treating. And then last but not least, we have a couple of clothes categories. One of them is $47, and then the other clothes is $200. So in total, that is $247 from clothes. And then of course we have baby. We have 3 different baby categories. Those are the only ones that you guys see is not checked off. That's kind of why I like to do the double checks, because it just makes it visually very easy for me to not make a mistake. Okay, so that's $278 that was spent from the baby category. So baby, that's $278. And everything is now checked. That means we have nothing left that was spent from these remaining categories. Now let's add up what we spent in total. So we had the $278 for the baby, plus $44, plus $137, plus $194, plus $232, plus $22, plus $247. Oh my gosh, that's a lot for this month. So total is $1,154 that was spent for this month. All right, so now let's talk about the end amounts. In this part, I'm just going to say it with you guys instead of doing the calculation on camera. So the first one here, the remaining amount is $632 for our car insurance that will come out next month. This one, that's crazy, $137. So this one total is just $75 in here. Next is Christmas, which is still $300. Pups medical, which is $300 as well. We have medical, which is $265, since it is the $269 plus the $40 minus the $44. And the next category we have is the babies category. So we definitely need to stuff this a little bit more, but this is a negative $59 in here. Then we have car maintenance, the total that we have left over after we had starting amount plus 50 minus the 194 equals 105 remaining for that category. For gifts and treating, it looks like we're negative again too. So that is negative $31. Then we have our household categories, which is 165 plus 50, and then that minus the 22 equals a total of 193 left over for this category. 200 still in dates. 300 for home. Clothes, we have a leftovers 153. Then for pups food, we have a 151. Miscellaneous, we have 130. Costco, we have 200 in here. Easy Pass, we have 60. 85 for office remaining. Beauty equals $212 remaining. And then last but not least, we have our unbudgeted or unexpected. This is kind of like our cushion, so we don't have to touch savings. But this, we have a remaining of $307. My lunch is actually almost over, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. I'm going to go ahead and add all of this up together, and I'll give you guys the total amount that we're ending with sinking funds. Okay, so this video is a mess. The phone died, so I'm using my phone because I was using my husband's phone to film, but I realized I just can't do math today because I filmed my week 4 check-in and this results video all today, and I'm messing up in both videos because I can't add because I made 2 mistakes here. This is actually $60 and this is $102 because I was like, why is it off? But that is the reason why. So adding all of these up together equals and matches the $35.74 that we ended with the previous week. So $35.74, and that is like horrible handwriting. Now that's what we're ending sinking funds with. Okay, so that is now officially this month's wrapped up. So sinking funds in total was $3,574, and I think I'm gonna start doing the credit scores with you guys on camera probably in June. I want to actually start doing it for all 3 of the different credit card reporters, but we'll talk about that more then. You know what I always forget in this video, hopefully I don't forget this time round, is entering in those amounts in the sinking funds, but I don't really feel like writing it all out right now, so maybe we'll do this in the May's results. The one time I remember, I don't even feel like doing it right now because of all the mess ups I've been having. My brain right now. Oh my god. Okay, so let's just at least do these bills. So mobile bill is actually the same exact amount again, which is funny because that's like 3 months in a row now. Car insurance doesn't come out this month. It comes out in May, which is odd because all the previous months it comes out in like April and November, but maybe I realized this one came out early. Maybe that's why. But for gas, we had $72.05. which is pretty cool because this is actually cheaper than last year's. Last year's we were in the 100s. Electric, we were at $42.59. Sewer was $137. Oh my god, I messed up again. This is for water, but I wrote the electric in that area. Oh boy. Okay. It looks like this is going to be the last video I can film today. And then last but not least is mortgage. Mortgage is the same. Nothing changed with the escrow or anything like that. But these are like the only ones that we really calculate for, because this is the ones that I like to watch and see how they change. But now let's go ahead and do our results. And we're going to do the same categories as we always do. So we have our income, and then we have our day-to-day expenses, our monthly budget. Then we have our bills, and then we have our sinking funds and ally, because these are all the categories that contributes to our budget. So we have our budget, our day-to-day, our like sinking funds and ally, and then all of our bills. So this is how we have it broken down. And we're going to do 5,200 is our budget. This was actually our actual as well. And then we have no variance. Our monthly budget, we had $1,000 budgeted. So you see it here, 1,000. Sinking funds and ally combined is a 1,050. And then of course for all of our bills was 3,150 as well. Since we know all three of these combined, 1,000 plus 3,150 plus 1,050 equals the full 5,200, which is our budget. And then let's talk about our actuals. For the spent, for this one, we only, well, not only, this is still a lot of money, but we spent $680 from that. For our bills, we spent $3,080.50. 56 cents? Yes, 56 cents. And then for our sinking funds and ally, this is a fixed amount. So this is what it is, because we're calculating our budget, not like the separate areas of like sinking funds, because once it's in there, it's like its own category in a sense. It's separated out. But let's add these all together. And then I also want to use a marker too. And we're going to use this to mark this little line like we did all the previous weeks. Okay. All right, so now we have that separated. Now let's add these all together. We have, let's double check ourselves here. So we have 680 plus 308056, okay, plus 1050. Okay, that looks good. Now the total that we spent was $4,810.56. Now the difference between them, 1,000 minus 680 equals $320, and then 3,150 minus 308056 equals $69.44, and then no variance here. That plus the 320 means the total that we can save is $389.44, and we are going to save that whole amount. So that is a very nice. I'm very excited to be able to save these additional funds, because I do have a lot of like fun things coming, and I feel like I keep like talking about it, but like I can't say too much because it's going to be down the line, because I'm still waiting for a lot of things. That's going to be it for talking about that. But that is going to be it for this budget results video. Despite the mistakes, the many mistakes, I do hope that you guys still enjoyed this video nonetheless. Thank you guys so much as always for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye.